Welcome, Capricorn. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your September reading. This is a general reading. It is not tailored to all the various circumstances of each of you. However, if you're interested in a personal reading, please check the description box below for information about what I offer. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy that you're here. The basis for what I do depends on your presence. And so I thank you in advance for all the ways that you support me. And so your overall energy, Capricorn, for the month of September is the Two of Wands. This feels like a decision that has been pressing on you for some time. There's some necessity that has grown up or emerged out of your current environment. Perhaps a need for more resources, to do things differently. Whatever need has emerged, it's something that you're thinking very carefully about how to go about filling that need, uh, getting that more information, making the change you want to make so that the impact on your future effort is magnified, is smarter. This is about understanding your strengths, which I believe you do. You're moving from a place of your strength, your expertise, your gift, your wisdom, but you want to put that out there to more people. You are thinking about the future, new audiences, new clients, new customers, unfamiliar arenas that you believe your gifts, your talents would benefit from, or that you would benefit from your gifts or talents, is what I mean to say. And this has caused you some juggling of options. You continue to look at a variety of options, but you're not moving very quickly on the best way to move forward. You're being very cautious about that because you understand the impact can be vastly different depending on the direction you move in. In the beginning of September, the World card. The World card is about a couple of things are coming to me. You are closing out a cycle. You are closing out, closing down, completing a way of looking at the world, a way of being in the world, a way of being productive in the world. And you are appreciating the rewards of that. If only those rewards are in the lessons you've learned. You may not be getting the material windfall golden handshake that we often expect at the end of, say, a profession or a job or a career, or some journey that we have completed successfully because we got to the end of it. This, although you are you are completing the cycle, you understand that this was merely a preparation for what you're moving forward on, what you're deciding about, what you want to consider very carefully in the way that you choose allies, resources, or a direction in which to grow in a more significant way for you. This feels very much like a launching pad rather than the end of a story. In the middle of September, you have the Page of Pentacles, and you are absolutely at the beginning of your plan. You are considering what it is you need to know to make the best plans moving forward. So you're starting all the way at the beginning. Knowing what you know, you understand that if you do what you did before, you'll get the same result. And that's not the goal. This time you're looking at stability, longevity, something that will last, something that will be of value to many people. Certainly something that can make you potentially prosperous or abundant. This is a more focused goal than it was perhaps on your previous journey or previous effort. What your compensation was not a big thought, perhaps, or you had a lot of assumptions about what that would be. You're no longer making assumptions about the bottom line. You're much more wizened about what's needed and what the rewards can be. And that is part of your design in creating this plan or proposal. And in the end of September, you have the Knight of Swords. This feels like a lot. You are challenging assumptions that you have always made and always believed were the social expectations of you. So part of that, I believe, was not making a lot of money, staying below a certain threshold of what you would consider success because of some sense of unworthiness, some sense of not being perceived as worthy, and the idea that others could have, based on your experience, not based on reality, uh, perceived you as not worthy of appropriate compensation, financial reward, or economic largesse is something that has limited you in your efforts. And you're really taking on this idea of abundance, material, physical abundance, as a product of some very unproductive assumptions and expectations on your part. And because you have seen how you have limited yourself, you are similarly open to looking at other assumptions you've made about how productive you can be, how successful you can be, how much money you can make. These are all things that are now showing you're learning about them in a new way. You're bringing back this idea that your reality, your thought, is what drives your reality. The way you think about your capacity, your options, is what drives your reality. And in that way, you are taking greater responsibility for the way that you pursue any goal, any effort, so that it is naturally abundant. This is something you don't just assume happens out of the ether. You now take responsibility for the investments you make, the tools you use, the colleagues you work with the end goals, with your contracts, how you're spelling out the exchange of energy at every level. So this is a tremendous growth and an opening up of a new world of ideas and control of yourself. If this reading is resonating for you, Capricorn, please like this video, share this with others who might find it helpful, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I pulled relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. This feels like a great, incredible growth for you, as I do believe, Capricorn, you are someone who quite often feels that you have to do things yourself. You have to do things on your own. The things are better, that you're expected to do things on your own, that you don't want to bother other people with your problems. This is although you're certainly willing to take responsibility for others, you have difficulty sometimes admitting that you need help, desiring to ask for help, believing that showing what you don't know is a weakness and may open you up to other kinds of vulnerabilities that are uncomfortable for you. This is very much about your understanding that you're part of a web of connectedness among people, things, resources, environments, and that all relationships are tended and reflect your sense of connection with yourself. So, this elevating this notion of relationships in general, or exchanges of energy, is really elevating the way that you regard your higher self, your potential, those things that you always felt you wanted to pursue, but for some reason were held back. This is indicating that you've grown into a sense of deservedness around your dreams, your pursuit of those dreams. And I'm also going to pull a chakra crystal card, and out pops the heart chakra. This is supposed to be a jade stone, a picture of a jade that is associated with the heart chakra, the color green. And the key word here is compassion. Resolve your conflicts with compassion. I would even go further to say that you are learning to be compassionate with yourself, something you have no difficulty doing with others, but you are becoming less judgmental of yourself, less critical of yourself, understanding that you are a human being who does and has done the best you could do, and that we all make errors, and uh, we learn by failing, making mistakes. So this is a way I think that you are healing your heart, particularly as you have come to see your talents and skills and the application of them differently. In a much more expansive way, you feel as though you have been prepared for this heart opening that now not only feels safe, it feels empowering. I'm clarifying the world in the beginning of September with the Wheel of Fortune and the Temperance card. Wow. You've been healing, healing, healing for a very long time. You have been in preparation for this moment for many, many years. For some of you, this has been decades, a lifetime, that you never would have imagined that the slow healing process of doing your best, improving upon your past efforts, looking at your failures, milking your disappointments in order to understand where you played a role in their failure, their collapse, taking responsibility for that, and then improving on what you could of your own part has been a long process of identifying failures, identifying patterns of failures, and then making mistakes over and over again, because each situation appeared differently and there was something different to learn about that particular pattern that you have identified. Wheel of Fortune is saying you have been doing this for as long as it took. In some ways, you've never changed who you are as a result of the many struggles and hardships you've overcome. You have been through many storms. You have been through many tornadoes, many tower moments, and you have never changed who you are. If anything, you have reset yourself after each period, each difficulty, with a renewed, refreshed, and wizened sense of what needed to be done moving forward. This is telling me a story of your finally arriving at a place where you understand that this has all been a preparation, that this a wheel of failures and successes, you've finally gotten in the center of that wheel and understood that it is your intention, your thought, your desire that is what controls your perception of hardships and successes. So that when you're in the center of the wheel, coming from this authentic place of your authentic desires, you no longer see challenges as deal breakers, as the catastrophes. You see them as a part of the creative process, right? You have some wins, you have some losses. That the things that are not failures are fodder for the successes. So it's your perception here that has changed, and it really is coming from your heart, from your authentic self, that you are just now relaxing into and appreciating the beautiful vessel that you are. The Page of Pentacles in the middle of September is clarified by the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Ooh, well, I certainly didn't lie. You are open up to planning things. And you are this stage of planning, of starting from the very beginning, taking in the information, looking around, making notes, observing what kinds of resources, personnel, models you need to plan effectively. You are responding in some ways to the tremendous resistance that you've experienced in your life. Some of this can simply be others, many of them loved ones who you would have assumed would have wanted to help you, wanted you to be happy, have actually been super critical, have been super fault finding, have given you negative feedback, who have dismissed your ideas as foolish, who have not taken you seriously, did not believe that you had what it took to be successful. And because it has often been people that are around you, loved ones, this has been doubly damaging. It has been hurt your soul to imagine that those you love cannot want the best for you and can, in many ways, have been competing with you for things that are unique to you. So the sense of competition, you've now come to a place where you understand that whenever you're on a path, particularly on a path of success, happiness, there are haters. There are people that will test you, that don't want you to have something that makes you feel good and might allow you to surpass them. What a thought. You're instead picking your battles. You know that people like this are going to always be there, particularly when you're on the verge of doing something important for you. And the Eight of Swords, you're taking this to a slightly different level. You've had so many experiences of resistance. Your intuition is so sharp. You are so intelligent. You are so clever that you actually understand that when people contribute unsolicited advisement, what their motivation is behind that. And you're also experienced to know that not everybody who means well for you can, uh, should be prohibited from contributing ideas. Good ideas come from, I won't say bad people, but I will say ill-intentioned people. And you are clever and smart enough to know how to make those things work to your advantage. You've had a lot of experience with people telling you no, excluding you, leaving you out, telling you that you're not good enough. And that actually has gained you an incredible skill set. It's sharpened your intuition. So you know when people are capable of being enthusiastic, capable of being supportive, capable of seeing who you really are and supporting that. You're also aware that the tools and strategies that are available have contributed to the development of successful enterprises and diabolical enterprise. But you are sifting, you are concerned, you do put a lot of analysis, overthinking into how to build your plan, how and who to let into your plan. And this can be a form of entrapment, so that you're being asked to relax into yourself, relax into your heart, where you know who you are, where you are joyful in who you are and in your experiences. And the Knight of Swords in the end of September is clarified by the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. So interesting. Somehow, as you are reaching for more information, as you are challenging your own assumptions, you are reconnecting with experiences in the past that have prompted you to rethink what you believed or valued was the love that you believe you shared, the connection you shared, the way that you and a significant partner, a friend, an ally, a teacher, a parent, a sibling, uh, allowed you to enjoy your gift, with whom you could share your gifts and complete pleasure and joy without any sense of judgment. This is long before you entered the adult world and you simply did what you did easily. And that brought you a lot of joy, positive memories, allowed you to gift people things that they valued because you made them. This is taking you to a place of really just being who you are without labels. You've also now come to structure your connections differently. And this is where you have begun to identify ways in which you had an expectation that was false, that led you in an unproductive way of building a relationship that didn't come to fruition, that kept you from perhaps building the appropriate relationships, those connections that could really see and support you, looking to people at a superficial level for how they could benefit you. And you're understanding that it is the exchange of energy, which feels very intuitive to Capricorns in general, that you understand the quality of connection and exchange becomes a key because you are a striver, because being productive is so important to you. Having done things, having accomplished things is how you measure your value. That those who were willing to support you, you did not always appreciate and connect with. You did not always give that the space it deserved, and instead, quite characteristically, fell back on your own ability to do something. The fears in exposing yourself to others, the fears in exposing what you didn't know, whatever it was that you wanted to hide from others. Behind this hard-working, committed veneer of an incredible work ethic that you allowed others to take for granted because of your. And this is an example. I'm not accusing you of taking advantage of people or others simply taking advantage of you, but your role in that was that you didn't let anyone get too close to actually institute or develop a sharing, a building together experience. I'm going to finish off this reading with a couple of oracle cards, and I pulled success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. I always love how these echo the cards. And from the Crystal Oracle again, or the Chakra Oracle again, I pulled this beautiful lace agate. And this is the crown chakra, your high chakra that is your gateway to the divinity in all spheres of sentient and other entities that are there to assist you. Divinity is the key word. Recognize the divine in the mirror, Capricorn. As a Capricorn, thank you so much for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.